Hey guys, it's Sammy, and this, I am nervous. Oh, this is my Halloween stuff. I spent all Labor Day weekend decorating, and yes, I said Labor Day, a summer holiday. I spent it decorating for Halloween. So it's late right now. I mean, not really late. It's 11:30. This is late for me to make a video, but I just watched Jesii Vee's video of her talking about her Lyme disease. Is it Lyme's or Lyme? I don't know. Even though this is a serious video, I kind of have that Chandler Bing thing where I just make really inappropriate jokes where you're not supposed to, and this is a pretty serious video, but I'm still gonna be a little bit Chandler. I watched her Lyme disease video and I was like, I had followed her through it. If you don't know who Jesii Vee is, I will put her link below. You should know who she is. She's amazing. It was last year when she was going through all this, so I kind of followed it then too. But to hear the whole story, like start to finish, in this video was like, oh my god. And the similarities, and just I was like almost like borderline crying the whole time, but it is related in a way, and I'll get to that. But I have never admitted that I have this. I've never put a name to it, well, because I didn't even know it was a phobia until I looked it up myself a while ago, because I'm like, I cannot be the only one. For a while I did think I was the only one, because I just still right now as I'm sitting here, I don't know anybody else who suffers from this, and if they do, they're not vocal about it. So I've never said this sentence out loud. I don't even know how to pronounce it. This is how much I don't like know about it. I just know it because I have it, but I've never said the sentence out loud. I have emetophobia. I had to look down before I did that because I've seriously never said that word out loud before. Emetophobia is a phobia that causes overwhelming, intense anxiety pertaining to vomiting. This specific phobia can also include subcategories of what causes the anxiety, including a fear of vomiting in public, a fear of seeing vomit, or a fear of watching the action of vomiting, or fear of being nauseated. I have that. If I could put it as a percent, I'd say 150%. Honestly, I've gotten so much better over the years, but I wanted to do this video a while ago, but I got inspired by Jesii Vee's video talking about her story, and I want to talk about this because I don't know anyone in my life who suffers from this, so maybe I can find someone out there who has this. And this is where I wanted to do this, is because if you guys know Brittany, her channel is Britty44. She is friends with Jesii Vee. They go, they do their ghost hunting together. She's amazing. She was in a Psychic Twins video, and they mentioned something, I forget. I'll put the clip in right here.
Was there some kind of trauma that happened age 7 or 9 for you? It might have been emotional. Do you remember?
I have emetophobia. This is the fear of vomiting and having stomach viruses. It's really weird. And
I have that too. I always was afraid of vomiting.
I had something really like crazy happen to me when I was 6 or 7 with vomiting.
Yes.
I threw up all over the staircase.
Okay.
I
didn't know this.
Out of the blue, and it really freaked me out. And it's kind of it's been throughout my life. I got a virus almost 7 years ago, and that kind of brought it all back, and I'm still going crazy about it. I'm scared. I'm such a germaphobe. And people are like holding their stomachs. I'm like, why are you holding your stomach? Why did you throw up? Did you just throw up a second ago?
It was emotional in part that caused it. It was an emotional cause.
That's what exactly what.
Did you feel that?
Yeah, it's I get so much anxiety about it too, so.
But I forget what they said, but she was like, oh my god, yeah, I have emetophobia. And like the way she said it, she was like, oh, I'm always asking people if they wash their hands, or if people say they don't feel good, I'm like, why? Is it catchable? Like what? And I was just like stunned. I had to pause the video. I was like, I have never heard someone in person, online. I mean, I've never sought it out either, because that's how afraid of it I am. I won't even seek help because it is so terrifying to me. And I know that sounds weird, but when I heard her say that, I was like, so not only am I not the only one, but someone that I watch on YouTube is literally explaining every thought that goes through my head every day. I like freaked out and I messaged her on Instagram. I slid into her DMs, but she did not slide back. It's okay because she's super popular, so whatever. I've been wanting to make a video ever since then about it, and I just keep putting it off because it's scary. I've literally never talked about this. I don't even talk about it. I've two people, Charlie and Heather. They're probably the only two people that I've ever talked in depth about it. And maybe my mom too. But otherwise, I have literally never talked about it, ever. So this is very relieving and very scary. And I also want to see if other people have this and what you do. The origin, I really don't want to discuss details. See, that's how scary it is to me. I was seeing a psychologist for a while, and I was diagnosed with PTSD. I know when when she told me that, I felt so stupid. I'm like, when you think of PTSD, you think of people who are in abusive homes, abusive relationships, in war, in some kind of violent act, and not something that just kind of triggered you. I know that word is kind of memey nowadays, but it's a trigger. It is, I cannot even explain to you. And it's so obvious, like the symptoms, like it's constantly reoccurring every time. I think about it every day, which is scary. To this day, I think about it every day, the origin of it. And it's funny because it didn't affect my life until about a year after. So let's talk about when the thing happened. I don't want to discuss details. I just don't. I don't like to talk about it ever. Like ever. But it was a public experience, and it was extreme. When I say public, it was extremely public, and it was also the first time I have gotten sick since I was a child, and this happened in my senior year of high school. And it was obviously bad at the time. I was crying for days, so it affected me like immediately, and then it went away. I seriously, like, I graduated, I had a really good summer, and then I turned 18, and then me and Celeste started, you guys know Celeste, we started going out, and I don't remember ever being in fear. Like, I've always had anxiety and kind of OCD tendencies and just icky stuff, but I was, in those times, I would just go out and like not be worried about anything, not be worried about sickness at all during that year, which is weird. But then it triggered back in my brain, because this is where the Jesii Vee part comes in about her Lyme disease. I was suffering from thyroid disease for a very, very long time before I got diagnosed. It was thyroid disease. I mean, everyone has different symptoms, but oh my god, I cannot even explain. I do not know how I lived like that. I would be stuck in bed. I literally could not get out. I would be sick. I would hold a cold water bottle to my stomach every night, and I would just eat crackers and I would take ibuprofen like it was like little candies. Like, it was so bad. And in turn, I ruined my stomach, so now I need, I need to be on omeprazole for my whole life. If you don't know what that is, it's just, I can't think of words right now. It's for heartburn and gastrointestinal crap. But every day, that's how I lived. I sat and I was just sick all the time. I would never be sick, but I always felt like it. I remember, I would consider them episodes. I remember, I think this just came up in my head. I think I was just trying to rationalize it. Like, I was like, I don't want to say crazy or insane or whatever, but like, if you're going through this, because you're not insane. This is just what, it's your brain making you be like this, irrational. I remember if I would be brushing my teeth in the morning, if I brushed my tongue and felt really sick, I was like, I'm gonna have an episode today, and then I'd be on edge. And I was very quiet about it. I would not tell anyone. So if I was like at a friend's house or something, or at a family member's house, I would just, you know, like take a shower, or like at home, like I would just take a shower and just hide for a very long time. Like, I remember I'd be having sleepovers with friends, and I would have to, like, I remember this one time, it was me, my mom, and my best friend. I was dog sitting my aunt and uncle's dogs, and I had to go upstairs and be by myself. And I remember I was watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in my cousin's bedroom, holding a water bottle to my stomach and eating crackers, and I couldn't move. And I just felt, it was sick. It was like vertigo. That's like the closest thing I can think of. So I never was sick from this, like physically sick, but I think it triggered, I was so worried about having an episode. It triggered that origin story that we're not going to discuss, the public one. Ever since then, I am a spaz. Like, like seriously, I cannot believe, it's somewhat, it's better now, but I still can't believe I live like this with these thoughts in my head. I wish I could live normal. It's like, sorry, I gotta wipe my sweat. I was put on anxiety medication finally. I've been really against it because it's just, you have to find the right one, and it's a really, you know how this is if you're on it too. It's a grueling process, and getting used to it and finding the right dosage, and you know, ones that don't make you fat or don't make you lose like 10 pounds a day, and ones that don't make you sick, and like, it's just, it's not the greatest for you. And if you ever try to get off of them, it's so horrible. So I've always been against them, but I decided, I'm like, I need it. Like, I need it. And so I still have all the thoughts, but they don't, like, the edge is just taken off. So my medication, that's what it does with all my anxiety. I still have an insane amount of anxiety, like insane, but I'm not like my chest doesn't tighten up, and I'm not like physically shaking. It's just like a, okay, I'm gonna think that, but it's like that the edge is off. Like, it's not like a dire thing. Man, I am hot. So I'm not wearing pants, and I know a lot of YouTubers say that, but they're probably wearing shorts or something. I'm literally just not wearing pants at all. Still to this day, I'm very picky about what I eat. I'm very nervous to eat new things. If I eat meat, I am like zero pink, zero pink, zero pink. I am very skeptical of places that I've never eaten at before, and even places that I eat at all the time. I'm just, that thought is always in my head that I might get sick, and I'm worried. It's always in the back of my head, always. And there are times where if like I'm gonna say normal, but it seems insensitive. I mean, I don't care about me, but I'm just caring about you guys that are watching this that might suffer from this. But a normal person who doesn't suffer from this, like if they felt a little bit of stomach crap, like they were just like, oh, I should not have had that chili dog or something, like if I feel any bit of that, I pull the plug on whatever I'm doing or cancel my plans and just stay inside. I have done so much research over the years about oil and tea and like apple cider vinegar and what I can do to reverse any feelings of nauseousness or sickness. I have just everything on hand at all times. I still do that. It's also, you know, it's just so funny, this chain of events. That was for me personally is, you know, like I got the phobia triggered because of my thyroid disease symptoms, and then I got this gastrointestinal crap from trying to cure it with ibuprofen before I knew what it was, and then that in turn also caused me a lot of stomach issues. And I remember I would be like doubled over at work all the time before I, you know, got on my omeprazole, and like I would always, I'm like, oh my god, am I gonna be sick? Am I gonna be sick? Like I don't know, like what I have so many sicknesses, let's just see which one would it be, or am I going to throw up? And I'm like constantly, even now I'm worried to go play, you know, I'm always second guessing going places because I'm worried. And it's gotten better, the edge is off. Two of my friends, Charlie and Heather, Charlie is also like this a little, like he's just like me in the winter time. You know, I live in Minnesota, so winter time, I don't know, is it cold and flu season in the winter in warm states? I don't know, but here when it's snow and cold, you wash your hands, and I am a washing hands freak. Not just in the winter, like all the time. Oh, here's another thing. I used to bite my nails before all of this happened. I bit my nails my entire life. And after this all happened, I stopped. The thought of it, it worries me just like going like this. It just worries me to even put my fingers that close to my face. And like every time I come home from somewhere, I have to immediately wash my hands when I get home. But anyways, I was saying about the washing hands, like my knuckles, like my hands are bloody in the winter time because I wash them so much. And Charlie's the same way, and I have told them a lot about the origin story and everything. They know my entire history, and they have not only been understanding, but they've also been accommodating. So say I was with them almost every day for like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 years straight. We still see each other, we're just busy, but like if I didn't feel good or one of us didn't feel good, like we would just understand what was going, we understood what was going in our heads, and they knew not to hold it against you, and not, you know, if it was something that I was going through, they would not hold it against me if I just didn't want to do anything or eat anything or anything like that. Like there are the two people that truly understand and know what's going on in my head. My other friends, my other best friends, and my boyfriend and my mom, like my mom knows a lot too. Like she knows like more than anyone. Like it seems so irrational. And other people, like they know, but not all people understand, and I'm not vocal about it at all. So it's just very close people. Like I'm thinking of like literally like 5 people in my head, like, but you know, people have gotten frustrated with me because of this, like canceling plans and being nervous. It's just like, if there is 1/100th of a chance that you're going to be sick, it's automatically in the front of your brain, and you are trying to do anything to stop it or prevent it, or trying to make yourself think that it's not happening. Even if you know it's not it, it's still, you cannot get it out of your head. And going back to what Brittany said in the Psychic Twins video, where she's always asking, like, did you wash your hands? Why are you feeling sick? Because, you know, to a lot of people, throwing up is like, nobody likes it, but it's not a debilitating phobia, so they don't care. And even when I'm drinking, I have only thrown up from drinking once. I was 16, so this was before, you know, I got the mental stuff happening. Even then, I wasn't worried about it. Like, it didn't affect me. I mean, I didn't remember it, which was a good thing, but even now, I don't allow myself, maybe that's a good thing, but I don't allow myself to get that drunk to where I would need to throw up. And then I have some friends who force themselves to throw up because they'll feel better, and I'm just like, how? And I'm always asking, like, if someone says they don't feel good, I'm like immediate, like on alert, just trying to stay away from them, trying to, I don't even know, I ask questions. If it's not someone that knows about, even if it's someone who knows about my issues, I'm still like trying to like beat around the bush and say, yo, are you gonna throw up? Is this something catchable? Don't scare me like that if it's not. Like Chase, like my boyfriend, like if he says I don't feel good, I'm like, beach, what are you saying to me? And then he'll laugh, because, you know, he does it, what he means, like what he means and what a person without this phobia means is, oh, I kind of feel crappy, I'm not feeling 100%, maybe 90-80%. But people like me are automatically thinking, holy crap, what do we do? You don't feel good, what's going on? And it's just it's a trigger, it's a switch, and you cannot turn it off. And that's where the OCD, like the over compulsive, like thinking about it, the washing the hands, the asking the question, making sure your food doesn't look weird. I am so weird about food. I will not eat anything past the expiration date. I am just so careful, and I'm always, you know, like my mom, I can ask dumb questions around her. I'm like, is this safe? Like, and she's like, yes, it's fine. But she's understanding and patient with me because she knows what I've been through. I'm so sweaty right now. I have gotten so much better over the years, you guys. It's insane. Like, in movies, if there was like a puke scene, I would have to close my eyes, close my ears, and I could not look at it. Like, if I did, I mean, nothing would happen if I did. It just kind of helps me. It's just it's like an automatic response. And it's so funny, me, Charlie, and Heather, and Chase just went to go see Impractical Jokers live at the State Fair, Minnesota State Fair, and they had a funny thing where Sal was an extra on a show and he had to fake throw up, and so they had like the tube, and I had to close my eyes at the start of it, but then it was funny, so I watched it and laughed, and all three of them were like, wow, good job, you're actually watching that. And I'm like, oh my god, like that, this is how far I've come. There are certain things that I never would worry about before, or like I would never get sick from. Like, I never got sick from roller coasters. I used to love roller coasters. I've never gotten car sick in my life, but now I'm worried. I haven't been on a roller coaster since that year in 2013, just because, out of fear, just because it's a thing that happens to some people. Not all people, there's tons of people who love roller coasters and they don't get sick, but now I have it in my head that I'm going to not do it because might happen. Like, who knows? And that's a same with car sickness. I've never gotten car sick. I did a couple times, like when I would be having an episode with my thing. Yes, that was due to the thyroid disease, but it also just had me worried. I'm like, am I gonna throw up? Like that's where it all started, and then it just reintroduced it into my life. Like, is this thing gonna happen again? So now I have this fear of being car sick, even though I've never had that problem, and it's just so irrational, and I know it is. It's just when you suffer from this phobia or any phobias, it's so hard. That's why I'm like, I am scared to travel. I'm like first of all, I've never been on an airplane, so that's scary, but like, I'm like, what if I get sick and I'm not at home? Like, it's, whoa. Like, these thoughts run through my head. Even like my boyfriend, we've been together for a year and we spend the night with each other all the time. It's always at his house if we spend the night together, and I still get nervous. It's not the act of throwing up, it's the process of getting there. Like, the thought of it, like, I've been saying this for years, like, I would seriously rather like break a bone than throw up. I seriously would. I'd rather break a bone. I was in a car accident in March or whatever, February. I'd rather go through that again than throw up. I would rather, so many things, so many awful things that I'd rather do to something that's not even that bad. But for me, it is. It's like the anticipation. It's the worry, because you don't always know if you're going to get physically sick until it's like right up on you. And you know, because otherwise it's just, you know, tummy issues and then it just passes. But you don't know that until it passes. Or this could be my, this is how I think, so this could be my issues happening. I've never talked about this before, ever. I don't think anybody knows about this. Like, I still do it, but not as much. Like, every little thing I would do would be surrounded by that, where if I'm like, it'll just randomly be like, oh, it would just be like little stuff, but in my head I would be like, oh my gosh, I have to do this, otherwise I'll throw up. So I have to do certain things, otherwise I'll throw up. And it won't be like, you know how there's like some people with like tics where they have to do a certain thing multiple times or do the same thing at the same, you know, certain patterns. But me, it's not any particular thing. It would be like, oh, I have to backspace 1,000 times otherwise I'll throw up. Like, it sounds I've never said that out loud. My mom doesn't even know that. But yeah, my story might be a little bit different because of all my other things that happened, but it just like made it into this one giant butthole of a time. And oh, another thing that I forgot. The outfit that I was wearing at the origin point, the origin thing, I still have it. I have never worn it since. I won't ever wear it again, but I also can't get rid of it. That's what my brain is telling me. I don't even know. I don't even know what would happen if I did it, but I haven't not gotten rid of it all these years. And same with the stuff that I was doing the day before it happened. I watched 2 movies that night, the day before, and went to a restaurant and went to certain stores, and I'm still scared to go to those stores and to eat at those kinds of restaurants and watch those movies. And I did eat at that restaurant again because I was so quiet about my fears that I didn't object, and I went, and it was fine, but I was seriously like dying inside like the whole time. Like the sweatshirt that I wore that day during school, haven't worn that since. I just avoid that whole, just the whole, it's crazy how much it controls your mind and your thoughts. It is so hard, and I've never said any of this stuff out loud, you know, like except for like to a few people, and that's it. But I have come so far. I am really proud of how far I've come, but I know I can get better. I just have to keep working on it, keep doing brain exercises, and please let me know if you suffer from this. I know how not excited, I shouldn't say excited, but I was just so like like when Brittany said it in that video, and I was like, I was just like shocked, and I immediately just wanted to talk to her about it. If you're like me, you've probably never heard of someone talk about this phobia before, and just talk to me, because I want to talk about it too. So please let me know, whether it's in the comments or you can DM me on anything, if you don't want to publicly, you know, talk. I don't know, I just wanted to get it off my chest, and you know, like the effect it had on me when Brittany said that, I want to have that effect on others, and to see if anyone wants to talk. If you're in the thick of it, I'm out of the thick of it, so if I can help anyone that's in the horrible times, then I would absolutely love to talk to you. Yeah, I'm sorry if this was so rambly. I'm sorry. I'll try to edit out any of like the rambly crap. That doesn't really matter, but please reach out to me. Maybe if you're watching this and you don't have this phobia, maybe you're noticing all the things that I'm saying. Maybe a friend popped into your head, or a family member, someone that you know does these things, and maybe you can reach out to them and be like, are you struggling with this, or just something else? Like maybe you're noticing those symptoms and tics and weird things in someone else that you're thinking of that you could maybe help. So please just reach out to me if you want to talk about anything. Yeah. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. And it will be not depressing, hopefully. Sorry for being Chandler. Speaking of Chandler, I'm probably gonna watch some Friends. Okay.